And it's time for business news now with Emma Hatton. Emma, consumer confidence is absolutely bombed. Tell us what this latest survey has to offer.
Hi, Lisa. Yes, consumer confidence has absolutely plummeted according to the latest survey. So we've got the April numbers in for the ANZ Roy Morgan Consumer Confidence Survey, and it's fallen to its lowest level since 2008, which was, of course, the global financial crisis. So it plunged 21 points. Now, some of the key concerns of consumers, which we've learned about in that survey, they're worried about the value of their home, they're worried about job security, they're worried about their current finances. So, just on that note about their current finances, a net 4% of people feel financially worse off than a year ago. So that kind of falls into a could have been worse category, and that likely reflects the cushioning, I suppose, that a lot of households have at the moment with the wage subsidy scheme. So that measure will be really interesting to see how that tracks as the weeks and months go on. Some other tidbits from the survey, they ask people whether it's a good time to buy a major household item. That's quite a common measure that they use. That slid massively, 92 points over the past 2 months. Also, we've seen more than half the number of people surveyed expect the economy to worsen next year. So that's the lowest level since data actually started being collected, which was in 2004. So very doom and gloom for the short-term outlook there when it comes to consumer confidence. The long-term outlook, a little bit perkier. The 5-year outlook fell only a few points, but of course that long-term outlook, it all depends on how New Zealand tracks out of lockdown, whether we, do the slow and steady wins the race type effort, or we have a backslide. It's all a wait and see.
Also, another measure of how things are going out there is obviously Briscoe, sports and homeware retailer. First quarter sales are down by a third. Not unexpected, but what are they anticipating, going forward?
Yeah. So that's the Sport and Homewares group, which of course has Briscoe's and Rebel Sports. So like you say, their first quarter sales are down. They've been dragged down, obviously, by the forced closure of its brick and mortar retail stores. So that's not unexceptional. All stores have had to close. Just before the level 4 lockdown, the company says that their sales had been up more than 4%. However, the total sales for the quarter, once accounting for that lockdown period, they had fallen nearly 36% on the year earlier to $97 million. Interestingly, and I guess not all that surprising, their online trading did really well over that time. It actually doubled. Of course, Briscoe's was able to sell essential items, and now being in level 3, it can offer its full range of items, so it expects that online demand to remain really strong. But like all companies, it's looking for ways to keep the cash flowing and to minimise expenditure where it can. So the group managing director, Rod Duke, says it's negotiating with its landlords and looking at cuts to senior management pay. It's still expecting a modest first half profit. So, they're doing relatively okay considering the circumstances. Anything longer term, though, is still a little hard to forecast, just given that uncertainty around when stores might be able to open, and even when they do, what the trading conditions might even look like.
So, shall we take a quick spin around the markets, Emma? What was it like today?
Yeah, so New Zealand market started the day on a positive note, was dragged down though by the ASX 200 when that opened, which a short while ago when I checked was down 3.3%. So the NZX Top 50 index fell 0.8% or by 83 points to close at 10,449. New Zealand dollar trading at 60.9 US, 94.2 Australian and 48.4 British pence.
Thanks, Emma. That's Emma Hatton with our business news.